I've taken many rescue calls in my life, but this one left a mark I'll never forget. A dying mother, her kittens by her side, and only minutes left to save them. The call came from a man who often fed strays near an abandoned lot on the outskirts of town. He said a mother cat hadn't moved for hours, and her kittens were crying beside her. When we arrived, the scene was worse than expected. The mother cat was barely breathing, curled up in the dirt, her eyes dull and lifeless. The mother cat was barely breathing, curled up in the dirt, her eyes dull and lifeless. Her body was cold, her breathing shallow. The kittens huddled close, confused and scared. One tiny kitten was pressing against her side, eyes closed, trying to nurse from a body that could no longer respond. We began CPR immediately, rhythmic, chest compressions, gentle breaths. With one hand, I tilted her head slightly to open the airway. With the other, I started gentle chest compressions, 2 fingers at a time. Her body was limp, but I kept going. CPR on a cat this small is delicate. Too much force, and you can do harm. Too little, and nothing changes. We injected a quick immune booster, while compressions continued. Every few seconds, we paused to feel for a pulse. Still faint, but steady. Her breathing began to twitch, small, almost imperceptible movements in her chest. We continued CPR for nearly 15 minutes in that field surrounded by weeds, dirt, and hope. Eventually, we knew it was time to get her real help. We carefully placed both mother and kittens into a carrier and rushed them to the clinic. At the clinic, time was everything. We took her temperature dangerously low. Her heartbeat was weak, erratic. CPR was continued. We administered cardiac stimulants and subcutaneous fluids. After several cycles of CPR, we realized she needed more than we could do on site. CPR was continued. A quick immune booster injection was given, while we kept her heart working. Her wounds were carefully cleaned. We sprinkled antibiotic powder into the open gashes. For nearly an hour, we worked on her, slowly, patiently, without giving up. And finally, her eyes blinked, her body twitched. She had come back. But she was terrified, disoriented, and panicking. I sat with her, gently speaking, letting her feel the calm. Eventually, she accepted a small bowl of warm food. The kittens, thankfully, were unharmed and nestled safely. Over the next few weeks, we watched a miracle unfold. Day by day, she grew stronger. Her gait steadied, her fur began to shine again. She became protective, lovingly grooming her kittens and watching them like a guardian. A kind woman who had followed their journey reached out. She wanted to adopt them, both the mother and her kittens. A life once abandoned in the dirt, now wrapped in love. That's the power of second chances.
It was the beginning of winter. The streets were silent under a thin blanket of snow, and the cold didn't just sting the skin, it seeped deep into the soul. On the edge of a quiet town, beneath a flickering streetlight, two tiny lives were fading into the night. From the silence came a sound, soft, pleading. A faint whimper that barely cut through the frozen air. There, curled beside a cracked wall, were two puppies, so young, so fragile, they were barely more than trembling balls of fur. One of them, golden brown and smaller, was moving, just barely. He nudged the other with his nose, licked his frozen face, and cried out. His brother didn't move. He was cold, still, and frighteningly silent. But the little one didn't give up. His eyes, wide and wet, searched the darkness for someone, anyone, to notice. That someone was Anna. On her way home from a late shift, she heard the sound. She stopped. She listened. And then she ran. What she found made her heart break. Two pups. One unconscious. The other begging, not with words, but with every fiber of his tiny, desperate body, for someone to save his brother. Anna knelt in the snow and gently scooped them into her coat. The living one's heartbeat was racing. The other, almost gone. She whispered, "Hold on. I've got you now." At home, she lit the fireplace and wrapped the pups in thick blankets. She warmed milk and tried to coax them to drink. The smaller pup, so loyal, so broken, refused to eat unless he could stay close to his brother. Anna rubbed the still puppy's chest, breathed warmth onto his frozen nose, whispered encouragement over and over. And then, a twitch. A breath. A whimper. It was so faint, she thought she imagined it. But no, it was real. All three of them cried that night. One out of exhaustion. One out of relief. One out of hope. She named them Hope and Chance. Hope, the little warrior who begged the world to save his brother. Chance, the one who held on with the last thread of life. And so began their second chance. In the days that followed, Anna became nurse, mother, and guardian. Hope never left Chance's side, licking his ears, nudging him to eat, sleeping pressed tight against him. Chance, inspired by his brother's devotion, slowly came back to life. His paws steadied. His eyes cleared. His tail, one day, wagged. Word of their story spread. Neighbors came by just to meet them. To see with their own eyes the bond that had saved a life. Two abandoned puppies, forgotten on a winter street, now symbols of something so much bigger. Spring came. Hope and Chance played in the garden, rolled in the grass, barked at butterflies. They had survived the cold, the hunger, and the fear. And in return, they gave Anna something she never expected, healing. As she sat on her porch one evening, watching them chase each other beneath a sky-painted gold and violet, she whispered, "I thought I rescued them, but maybe they rescued me." And as Chance bounded into her lap, Hope close behind, she realized the truth. It wasn't just about survival. It was about love. The kind that refuses to let go. The kind that makes miracles happen. Under the fading light of day, three hearts, once broken, now beat as one. Forever.